Voice of Change News.
This is Voice of Change Radio News. I'm Amanda Kumalo. A quick look at stories making the headlines. People of Zimbabwe, our primary focus, President Mnangagwa. In business news, Cabinet adopts a food and nutrition strategy. In regional and international news, AU Commission Chairperson's statement in support of lifting of sanctions against the Republic of Zimbabwe. In sports news, Black Rhinos brace for toughest semi-final. The news in detail. Zimbabweans are the key focus of the ruling ZANU-PF party as it delivers on its promises, and they should in their numbers reject violent machinations from malcontents who are bent on advancing foreign agendas and are now rejecting the will of the people as freely expressed in the August harmonized elections, President Mnangagwa has said. Addressing the 370th ordinary session of the Politburo at the ZANU-PF headquarters in Harare yesterday, President Mnangagwa said some elements in the opposition, sponsored by Western nations that imposed illegal sanctions on Zimbabwe, cannot stand the victory of ZANU-PF and dream of causing mayhem in the country. ZANU-PF won the August 23 elections by a landslide, much to the chagrin of Western countries who were sponsoring the opposition. Having lost the elections, the opposition and its handlers are contriving to cause mayhem in the country under the guise of freedom of expression, but authorities are alert and will not allow that to happen. Moving on, President Mnangagwa has managed to turn around the adverse effects of illegal sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe by the European Union and the United States by introducing a raft of transformative economic initiatives that has spawned economic growth in various sectors of the economy, a cabinet minister has said. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Dr. Jennifer Mswere said while the sanctions had been arbitrous, the Second Republic, led by President Mnangagwa, initiated the engagement and re-engagement policy and repositioned Zimbabwe's diplomatic outlook for accelerated investment inflows into the country. Dr. Mswere said this yesterday while addressing journalists ahead of today's SADC-initiated Anti-Sanctions Day, which is commemorated every year since 2019 to amplify the voice against the illegal sanctions in the region. A look at business news. Cabinet has adopted a multi-sectoral food and nutrition strategy for Zimbabwe 2023 to 2025, which seeks to achieve accelerated, broad-based and sustainable economic growth that cut across all sectors of the economy as the Second Republic heightened efforts to ensure national food security. This strategy also seeks to promote and ensure adequate food and nutrition and came about as a result of wide consultations with stakeholders. This was said by Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Dr. Jennifer Mswere while addressing a post-cabinet briefing held in Harare yesterday. In news beyond our borders, Addis Ababa, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mahamat, once again renews the long-standing AU demand for the immediate and unconditional lifting of sanctions imposed against institutions and individuals of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and in full support of the Southern African Development Community (SADC) position on the issue. The chairperson wishes to acknowledge subsequent engagement with the European Union through political dialogue as encouraging. In this regard, the chairperson encourages all parties to continue dialogue with the view to end all remaining sanctions against Zimbabwe. The chairperson, however, remains extremely concerned by the negative impact the sanctions continue to have on Zimbabwe's socio-economic development amid the current global food and energy crisis, including post-COVID-19 recovery efforts. And finally, in sports news, Black Rhinos midfielder Kudanya Kudanga is expecting a tough match against Ngezi Platinum in the Chibuku Super Cup semi-final against Ngezi Platinum on Saturday at Bata in Gweru. Chauya Chipembere have had a poor campaign in the league, but have of late shown character and putting up a fight to survive, which has seen them beat the likes of FC Platinum and Manica Diamonds. They have been even better in the Chibuku Super Cup, beating Chisha, Manica Diamonds and Chicken Inn on their way to the semi-final. Black Rhinos, who decided to continue using Bata in Gweru despite the reopening of National Sports Stadium, have since set up base in Kwekwe. That brings us to the end of this bulletin.
Voice of Change News.